When we solve an equation, we have to get to a variable equals a constant. Well, looking right now, I see parentheses, and so that tells me that I need to first, before I do anything else, deal with the distributive property. I need to get rid of these parentheses on both sides of my equal sign. Then I can look at determining what type of terms I have. So to start off, I'm going to separate my equation into the left side and the right side. This equal sign is going to travel down along this line, so I make sure to keep everything on the left side, and I keep everything on the right side, on the right side. So we have a positive 4, and it's being distributed or shared with a positive 2a and with a positive 3. So I can show that as positive 4 times positive 2a and a positive 4 times a positive 3. Positive times a positive is a positive. 4 times 2a, that means I have 2a 4 times. It's like 2a, 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 and 2a. 4 2a's means I have 8 a's. Positive 4 times a positive 3 is a positive 12. I'm going to bring down my equal sign, and now I'm looking at the right side. I have a negative 3 times, or shared, distributed to an a, but an a, how many do I have? I have 1a. So I can say this is a negative 3 times a positive 1a, but then negative 3 is also distributed to a negative 1. Negative 3 times a negative 1. Negative times a positive is a negative. I have an a, or 1a, 3 times. So that's 3 times 1a is 3a. Negative times a negative is a positive. 3 times 1 is 3. I'm not multiplying my negative 3 by this 31 because this positive 31 is not in the parentheses. It's an extra term. I am not focused on it when I'm dealing with the distributive property, so I'm just going to bring it down. Now that I have an equation without any parentheses, that tells me I'm done with the distributive property. I need to move on to step 2, and that is to combine like terms. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to identify what terms I have. I have 8a. A is a letter. It's a variable, so that tells me this is a variable term. I have 12. That's a constant. It's just the number. Equaling, I have another letter with a number, so that's a variable term. I have just a number, so it's a constant. And I have another number. It's a constant term. What I need to do now is I need to get a v and a c on both sides, nothing more. So looking at the left side, I have one variable term and one constant term. I can't put them together. They are different types of terms, so I'm just going to bring them down. I'm going to rewrite. So on the left side, I have 8a plus 12. I'm bringing down my equal sign. I have a variable term and two constant terms. So my variable term, I'm going to bring it down, but I can combine, I can put together this positive 3 and positive 31. If I have $3 and I get 31 more dollars, I actually have $34. So now I have a variable and a constant term on the left side that's equal to a variable and a constant term on the right side. Now that I have this, I can work to get v equals c or c equals v. We want to get all variable terms, all a's on one side, to end up getting an a is equal to some number. So to do that, I could actually move any of these four terms right now. I don't like this negative sign. I may get tripped up with a negative, so that's what I'm going to start with first. I'm going to get rid of this variable term. I'm going to move it to the other side. When we move across the equal sign, across this line that divides our left side from our right side, that's when we have to do the inverse. We have to do the opposite. So the opposite of a negative 3a is a positive 3a. If I'm adding this 3a to the right side, I have to add 3a to the left side. We're working with variable terms. I have this a, so I have to go to the variable term and add the 3a here on the left side. So if I have 8a's and I have 3a's more, 8 plus 3 means we have a positive 11a. I'm going to bring down the 12. This is equal to, well, a 3a and taking away 3a. That means I have no more a's. It's gone. I have this constant, this positive 34. I'm going to bring it down. I still have positive 34 on the right side. So I now have a variable and a constant term on the left side, and I only have a constant term on the right side. Well, I get a constant term by itself on the right side. That means I need to have a variable term all by itself on the left side. I need to get rid of this constant term. So once again, I'm going to do the inverse. To get rid of this positive 12, I'm going to subtract 12. If I subtract 12 from the left side, I have to subtract 12 from the right side. 12 take away 12 is gone, so I'm left with a positive 11 a's on the left side. That's equal to, I have $34, I'm giving $12 away, I'm going to subtract, I have 2 and 2, I have more than I'm giving away, so it's still a positive. I now have a variable is equal to a constant. That is what I needed. But I don't care what 11a's are. I want to know what is 1a. 11 times a. So instead of multiplying, I'm dividing by the coefficient, by the number and sign in front of a. So I'm going to divide by a positive 11. If I'm dividing the left side by positive 11, I have to divide the right side by positive 11 as well. 11 divided by 11, that can be reduced to just 1. So I have a 1a, or a. That's equal to, positive divided by a positive is a positive. 22 divided by 11. 11 goes into 22 2 times. So a, or 1a, is equal to a positive 2.